So, just so everyone is aware, I just did an entire bit testing to see if you guys could hear me while my phantom power was off, so none of you could hear me. I should not have gotten into the tequila right before this. That was a bad decision. Yeah, thank you, Tabby. This is indeed going to be Twink Central. Buckle in, everyone. It's Ryan Hoyle's a couple of thirst hours. Fuck you, Paul. Anyway, hi, I am Ryan. I am a member of Voxus, the voiceover Maxis. I am an admin. I voiced Doc Scratch and 1/3 of Lord English in Let's Read Homestuck, as well as Dad, G-Cat, and a whole bunch of other minor characters. I was the voice of Red and music editor for Let's Read Ruby Quest. Give me a second. I'm going to lean away from the microphone so I can get my tequila sunrise. That's good stuff. Let's see what else. I voice RGB in Let's Read Property of Hate. I'm the narrator and Asgore for... Yes, I'm drinking in our Christian stream, Paul. Get used to it. I voiced Asgore and the narrator in Let's Read Undertale, and I'm basically Adox's go-to guy whenever she needs a minor adult character for whenever she does episodes of Let's Read Sakana. But anyway, this is Final Fantasy XIV. As you can see right here, this is my player character, Kata Sasklep. He is my yummy Twinkie Catboi. It's entirely possible, Phil. At that point, that was the second time trying to write the text of that tweet, and at that point, I was like, you know, fuck it. I am joined today by my cat Willard, who is sitting in the cat tree right behind the couch. My cat Vern Castle is underneath the dining room table, and my fiance Kevin is about 5 feet to my right and back, currently watching Drag Race with a bunch of his friends. Say hi to everyone, sweetie! I don't know if you heard him. Let's see. Oh my god! I think I accidentally tagged a porn bot when I was trying to write my tweet. That is hilarious! Oh my god! And I'm not even drunk yet. But anyway, let's get to actually doing stuff. So, for those of you not in the know, Final Fantasy XIV is a massively multiplayer online RPG based on the bone-crunchingly popular Final Fantasy franchise. And let's see what am I gonna start with? Let's start with Alliance raids just to see if I get the new Nier raid. No. What? Why should I stop moving, Vex? Are you trying to come find me? Okay, Vex, let me make this easy for you. Let's see, what am I? Housing. You know what? Placard. Okay. Plot 14, 10th Ward in Shurigane. That's where you're wanting to go. Vex, that's where you're wanting to go. Oh god, where was I? I was in the middle of something and then Vex told me to stop moving and it just threw me off. Alright. I think that might be Vex on the Gooboo. Or maybe not. Maybe that's a random person. I don't know. No, yeah, that's Vex. That is definitely Vex on that Gooboo. And he just sneezed on me. Hey. Stop. You stop sneezing on me, Vex. That's not nice. Okay, you want to get frisky? I'll get frisky then. Where's my big scary mount? There it is. Gonna fucking dive bomb you, motherfucker. Come here. Aw, Chocobo. But anyway, when Final Fantasy XIV first was released back in, oh god, however many decades ago it was not good. It was really, really not good. Like, at all. It is legendary how bad it was back then. But the dev team kind of... Pokemon game. But the dev team sort of went back to the drawing board. They kept the game up, which was, you know, unusually good of them. But they brought in Naoki Yoshida? Or Naoko Yoshida? Someone please correct me on this. Yoshida, better known as Yoshi P, who basically recreated the game. Naoki, thank you, Vex. Naoki Yoshida, and he basically fixed the game in a very small amount of time. So they went from 1.0 to what is now known as sort of A Realm Reborn 2.0, and since then, FF14 has slowly become one of the best rated Final Fantasies in the past decade. In fact, the most recent expansion, Shadowbringers, for good reason, is incredibly well rated. I think it's like either a high B or a low A on Metacritic right now. I don't remember off the top of my head because I'm gay and I don't have time for, like, numbers. But right now, I am... Oh! Thank you, Bill. It is currently the #1 PC game on Metacritic. Well, how about that? Right now, I'm waiting for Alliance Roulette, which is basically your 24-man reasonably easy raid, and I'm really, really hoping that I get the new new Nier raid. And let us see. Ooh, you are a pretty Femro. I am liking this. In fact, I am living for it. Let's all just kind of enjoy. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. I'm not attracted, but very Of course you have them in Philly outfit. Of course you do, Vex. You pansexual motherfucker. To explain Paul's joke there in the chat about Femros being an endangered species, Femros are probably one of the least played races in game, which is sad because they're one of, like, one butch female option. Oh my god, Vex, you were a Legacy player? Shit. So this tattoo right here on his back is something that anyone who started with 1.0 and stuck with it to Aroma Born gets as basically a thank you. Anyone you see with this on them... Ooh, yay, Alliance raid. Anything you see with this on them basically means that they are the old guard. Oh, I did not know that was a 1.0 Goobu. So let's see if I get the Nier raid. If not, I'll queue up for it after this. Although if we're really unlucky, I'm gonna get like Crystal Tower for the 1500th time. Oh yeah, so there's this charity. That's what this whole thing is for. Donate to the Dell's Children's Hospital, Austin, Texas. They do a lot of good work. So far, we're sitting at, I know, over $1,000. Paul, what's our current number? Of course, I get Labyrinth of the fucking Ancients. Currently at $1,282. Awesome. So, this is Labyrinth of the Ancients. It's a big-ass reference to Final Fantasy III, part of the Crystal Tower raid series, the first part of it, actually. And right now, you tend to see it a lot in Alliance Roulette because it's super fucking easy and people want their easy things. Let's see, any hot people here? Ooh, hello. I like you. Anyone else? Well, maybe if people would stop jumping. Okay, that... Ooh, there's a Catboi. Hi, Catboi. Come back here, Catboi. Let me love you. Come here, Catboi, let me love you. Ooh, I may have to link up with you when I get back from this. But you'll see in a little bit exactly what I mean about this being super easy. At this point, everyone out-levels and out-gears this stuff by so much that even with level sync, everything just fucking melts and mechanics do not matter. It's also a little disappointing because, like, I don't get my really fun red mage stuff until much later levels, and so right now it's just basically, you know, the basic spells and occasionally a melee combo. Yeah, back in the day, this stuff actually took a bit to kill. Okay, listen, Vex. No, wait, that's Paul. Ah, the tequila is already starting to hit. So, listen, Paul, I have fun as a red mage, so enough with your sassy mouth. I know where you live. I'll come over there and pop you. And I won't even bring nice food. It's true, I do it's true, I do know where Paul lives. I should visit him more, but my job murders me every day and is slowly, bit by bit, taking pieces of my soul until I will have nothing left but this empty biological shell which I simply exist in. Where's that fucking Catboi? There he is. Hello. Hi, sir. Bye, sir. And we're killing demons, and we're killing demons. So, while I'm just kind of sitting here killing demons, how was everyone's day? And I'll just wait for everyone to respond to that. I know your day has been great, Paul. You've been here all day. I was at work for most of it. At a job that I don't always like. Wait, when was Tabby horny in front of our fans? Did I miss that? Well, then I guess I'm just gonna have to be like a little hornier than I have been. Maybe I'll put on... You know, I really want to be horny. I should probably just put on what I got from the Nier raid. Everyone will just love that. Now, you see, back in the Aroma Born days, if these skeletons weren't killed properly, it just wiped the fucking raid. Okay, listen, Vex. Just because you don't get the wonderful appeal of Catbois does not mean that they're awful. Yeah, see? Tabby likes Catbois because she has taste. Unlike you. You Philistine! Also, it's not Catbois, it's Catbois. I don't know, does she have a taste? Like, maybe, you know, Sharon Tate? Or Catherine Tate? Ah, Catherine Tate's probably better. She's a hilarious British actress, and also she's alive. Okay, admittedly, there are a lot of shithead Catbois. I, in fact, met one. Oh, by the way, if it's not already... If the whole, the whole joking Final Fantasy XIV Thirst Quest didn't tip you off, this is probably going to get massively not safe for work. So, I met a Catboi on here once, and... he was a thirsty motherfucker. Do not say my name with those spaces in between the letters. I am a man with needs, and he was a thirsty little motherfucker, and my fiance egged me on. What can I say? He liked to call himself my kitten. Luckily, he stopped bugging me, and then later I found out that, like, everyone knew him and I hated his guts. Me and Kevin jokingly referred to him as the Nun, because essentially in Final Fantasy XIV lore, any Mikote or Catboi with the Nun suffix or prefix or whatever is basically a breeding male, and he was so thirsty that that is basically what we called him, derogatory speaking, the breeding male. And we're killing things, and we're... Get on the goddamn pad in INC! Thank you. And we're killing things. Now, I would really, really like to be able to, like, show off my fiancé in game, but unfortunately I can't, because he left me for Aether. Probably because he just, you know, didn't want to have to compete with all the pink-haired thirsty Catbois on Crystal, and yes, this is a call-out, you know who you are. No, why he actually left was because, partially because I'm not going to come to Aether. I have a house on Crystal, Phil. Okay, I need to get over here to make sure that... Get back on the pad, INC! Alright. Anyway, so, he went to Aether partially because, like, he has friends over there, but mostly because he just did not like the player base on Crystal. He said that the player base on Crystal sucked. Of course, I'm on Crystal, so I don't know if I should take that as a veiled insult or not. I mean, I don't know. I cleared the X Primals in the first week when Shadowbringers dropped, so I must be okay. Hell, I was out DPSing classes that meta-wise are supposed to do better DPS than me, but, yeah. And of course, I, Paul, go get party stream stuff ready. Hey, listen, the moment you leave, Paul, I'm just going to start telling increasingly lascivious stories about how me and a Catboi shacked up in Western Lenosha. I will do that. I have that kind of power. So basically, I can be as thirsty as I want, and you can do nothing to stop me. It's true. It's true. But you could probably get in contact with someone who could. Maybe. I don't know. It's fine. I'll deal with them. I have no self-respect. Actually, I do have a water bottle sitting next to me. That way, when I'm done with this tequila sunrise, I can just drink water. I mean, honestly, this isn't even very strong. It's a shot and a half of tequila. Ooh. Thank you, Phil, for that $5 donation. Ryan, you got your boyfriend's raid series. Huh. Okay, I can't believe how long it took me to get that, but great. Phil, I goddamn hate you. Alright. Alright, let us go to the next part of the raid where we destroy the fire things and eventually kill a behemoth. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I spent most of the day, well, most of the day, 9:30 to 5 o'clock at work. I work as a leasing agent in an apartment community, which is, I always say is, you're one part salesman, one part secretary, one part concierge, and one part babysitter for people who are old enough to know better. Now, like, sometimes it's honestly not that bad of a job. Sometimes it is honestly that bad of a job. You do not know fear and rage until you have, you know, a middle-aged white woman soccer mom coming in, complaining about a late fee and saying, "Well, it was just my first time. Can't you make an exception just this once?" No, ma'am, we cannot. We cannot make an exception. You paid your rent late. Take your goddamn lumps on your head. Or what? Or just the fact that, generally speaking, I'm becoming increasingly more tired of people saying, "Well, I've just been a perfect tenant." It's like, congratulations, you met the bare possible expectations. You want a reward for that? Congratulations, you're getting that. Treat your leasing professionals right, people. They have shitty jobs and deal with horrible people all day. So, let me go back through this chat, and I know I saw some other comments of how people's days were doing, besides, you know, Tabby being thirsty all over stream, and, you know, Phil coming to donate mostly to call me out for a love of an NPC. Oh, wait, I'm killing this thing. Alright, so, they can kill it without me. Let us scroll up and see what we have here. There we go. Alright, so... I would like Catboi, I'm the king. Ooh! Your new Zaboov. Your new puppy spent half an hour chewing on your arm? That is so cute! Does it still have, like, does it still have the puppy breath? That weird, skunky smelling puppy breath? Oh! What's your puppy's name? Aw, Dunya. I can't tell if that's a joke or not, but what kind of puppy is it? Like, what breed? Hey, Devin! Oh shit, why is everyone dead? Why is everyone fucking dead? Did we not get behind meteors? Fuck. Alright. Okay, we pass on this because we don't need it. So yes, as mentioned before, the charity we are raising money for is Dell Children's Hospital. They do a lot of good work. There are periodically links in the chat to the charity, so please, if you are able to, please donate. Any little bit helps. If you're not able to, then just spread word of the stream on Twitter, on Facebook, on Tumblr, if you know you're still there and haven't been chased off by posting like a picture showing a little bit of thigh and then being called out on posting porn because Tumblr's porn bot doesn't fucking work. Whee! She's small and hairy. Well, small and hairy is probably cute, so I hope you and your cute, small, and hairy puppy are very, very happy for a long time. Oh, here he goes. Here comes the raid wiper! So in a second, you're going to see a lovely little mechanic that this guy does where he essentially does a raid-wide hit. And all three alliances have to get to their pads to activate a shield to protect against it. Unfortunately, the way that this boss was designed, he wasn't really designed to take into account the incredibly heavy DPS that is going on. Oh shit, that was a butt clincher. He wasn't designed to take into account the incredibly heavy DPS going out, so the second time he casts it, the cast bar is like way longer than it way quicker than it should be. And it comes out so fast that, honestly, sometimes it's almost impossible unless you're basically standing near there to get out of the way in time. Why does this white mage keep dying? What is up with you? Sir, oh, wow. We didn't even see the second ancient flare. Well, that was just magical. Alright, well, that was that. Get out of here. I'm almost done with this tequila sunrise, and it makes me very sad, because it was a very delicious tequila sunrise. But I shouldn't have another, because that would be a mistake. Okay, let's see. You know what? I am going to queue up for the latest Alliance Roulette, which is a... Oh, I need to go... Okay, fine, Vex. Fine. I will do the copied factory later. Let me teleport to my one-person estate hall and repair first. We will do those roulettes, you needy fuck. God, what even the fuck is that emote? It's a smiley? That is a fucking terrifying smiley. It's like if the smiley died and came back as a boring ghost. Twitch, what the fuck is up with your emotes? Suffice to say, I don't like it. Alright, let's get my stuff repaired. And I have now switched from the Tequila Sunrise to a bottle of water. Material supplier, mender. Let's get all stuff taken care of. Okay, friendless. Here we go. Alright, so Windy Barrack. Invite to party. And there Vex is. Alright. Let's see, where did you see the Catboi? The Catboi. Alright. 50, 70, and leveling. Okay. Let us do... this one. Alright. Ready, check. Alright, let's do this. It's me and Vex going on 50, 60, 70 dungeon. Excuse me. My apologies. Oh, fucking hell. Okay, let me... Okay. Withdraw. Okay. Friend list. Okay, I forget. Phil, are you Himiko Yumino? Or is that someone else? Okay, cool. Okay. let's do this ready check again. Alright. And back into release. Insta-Q. Awesome. One of the things that Final Fantasy XIV didn't originally start out with, but they've added since the beginning of the 2.0 revamp, is essentially the ability to create cross-server... Oh god, Anti-Tower. I haven't seen this one in forever. Is the option to do cross-server friend lists and link up with your friends in other servers for parties, which is just a godsend. Man, this is from back in... We're in 5.0 right now, and this dungeon was like one of the first post-game 3.0 dungeons. Oh, fuck, that's right. I was going to change into a different outfit, and I completely forgot to. We can do it for leveling. Let's take a look at everyone. So, my friend Phil over here is an incredibly cute little Lalafell with a hat. And we already saw Vex, the gorgeous, gorgeous female Rogadin. The Rogadane, if you will. And then our tank for this evening is... Well, I can't really see him over all of the spell effects, but... Well, we'll check on him in a second. He's okay. He's an elf. Or Ellison, if we want to be lore friendly. I think this might also be his first time running this dungeon, considering the bonus tombstones we're getting from it. One of the nice things about this game, for someone who is incredibly thirsty, like myself, is that, you know, there's a lot of hot guys in this game. Like, if you want them anime pretty boy and Twinkie, you got your Makoto, your capitalist, basically my race. If you want them a little beefier, you're gonna do the Rogadin, which are basically orcs from WoW, only, you know, nicer looking. Then if you want your... Oh, that's right, it might actually be you. Gosh, I've never done this fight as Red Mage. Aww. A friend bought you a level boost to that character. That was awfully nice of them. I forget. Vex, is Wendy your ult? Oh, that Wendy is your ult. So you have... So the other Wendy is the one that's over on what? Primal? Yeah. Uh-oh. I have been turned into a frog. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Run, run, run. As fast as I can. I've been turned into a fucking frog. Pass on the loot. Pass on the loot. Ultra server, Primal Data Center. I think. So where was I going? No problem, Vex. That should help everyone's ears just a little bit. Hey, Vern, that is not your food. Get away from there, you know better. My cat was eating my other cat's food. Like a bad girl. She knows better. Do I have? Yes, I do have Enchanted Molinet. Sweet, I can actually AoE a little better. Also, one of the really nice things about Final Fantasy XIV is the company responsible for it hasn't implicitly supported, you know, China's attempt to take away the independence of Hong Kong. So, there's that. I mean, you know, they might, but right now we have the moral high ground on that at least. Good feeling. Is Azeroth disappointing you? Tired with how Sylvanas has been written as wildly out of character so they can have yet another horde big bad who's essentially been corrupted by an elder god into destroying the world? Then come over to Eorzea. Our writing is better and we're not fascists. This is the political part of the stream. If you would like to escape now, too bad. We locked all the doors. And just as a reminder, we are... Ooh. Oh, right. We are raising money for Dell's Children Dell's... Yep, that's the tequila talking. We are raising money for Dell's Children's Hospital. Please donate if you are able to. Every little bit helps. And if you are not able to help in that way, then please post about this on social media. We're going to keep on going for, I think, another good 6, 7, 8 hours or so. And we can use all of the help we can get. Oh my god, this boss is dying so quickly. Yeah, the one thing I've heard from people who have been with WoW for a really long time is just that the writing on Sylvanas feels very forced. To the point that they're basically calling it like, you know, they're basically doing what they did with Garrosh Hellscream all over again. Like, one of the problems is that any MMO you play, no matter how good the storytelling or how good the underlying game systems might be, you're still going to have to put up with the fact that, you know, MMO systems, you still are going to have that, you know, grind in there. I don't think... I might be wrong, and if I am wrong, please, someone in the chat tell me. But, there's always going to be that MMO hamster wheel that just kind of keeps you paying your subscription. And there's not a whole lot that you can do about that. Oh, good. It's, private message isn't that important. Cool. Veridasune. Part of the problem for me is I've tried Final Fantasy XIV, Elder Scrolls Online, and some other stuff, and none of it ever felt good for me. There's something about the visuals, sound design, and gameplay that keep me enamored to it, which I don't get in other MMOs. Like, I can't say a whole lot for the visuals, because the only other MMO that I have a whole lot of knowledge about is really just... Excuse me. WoW, which... I mean, thank God they went through the visual upgrade around the time of Legion, I want to say? I'm not sure. I know it was after Mystical Pandaria. Cataclysm. Was it Cataclysm that they update? I know they updated the maps, but I thought it wasn't until after Pandaria that they actually updated the like the character models. I know sometime in between Cataclysm when they did an update of like the worlds, and now they did an update of all the character models. Basically made them look less early 2000s. But I don't know, as far as Final Fantasy XIV, I think with the sound design, Soken, the main composer, is just amazing. Like, he has, throughout, it's going on, let's see, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, and 5.0, with the original release and Calcabrina. with each expansion, he has just done, you know, amazing things with playing around with different potential genres of music, different styles. Ooh, here we go. Oh, these are dying real quick. Like, one moment you can be experiencing just the best in One-Winged Angel style orchestral bombing, and then the next you're fighting a giant four-armed god monster to a tune that sounds like it was ripped from System of a Down's When Worlds Collide. Was it System of a Down who did When Worlds Collide? I'm not sure. Someone in chat can surely correct me because I don't know some musicians. And then there's the fact that, without fail, generally speaking, with 14, you are the hero of the story. I don't know how it is in Elder Scrolls Online, but I've always got this feeling from what I've seen of WoW that is, you're kind of a supporting player in the story while important NPCs get to do the big important thing. But that is something that might be hearsay, and I'm not. Cool. Oh, okay then. That's good to know. Powerman 5000. Thank you, Vex. I am definitely talking about Sephiroth. Alright, let's do leveling roulette next. Alright. Let's see what we get. And that noise is always fucking loud. Oh god, it better not be Sestasha. Worse. It's fucking Aurum Vale. Oh my god. No. Oh no. With a new tank. Kevin, we got Aurum Vale with a new tank.
Oh dear. Good luck.
Oh no! No! Oh, it's a fucking sprout! We're dead! Like, aesthetically, I think there is something very endearing about WoW. It's got these very, very outlandish, cartoony designs. I think the blockiness of it is really great aesthetically. And, like, there are some things that I absolutely love in terms of, like, enemy design. Like, there's that one major boss who's, I think, one of the Elder Gods, who's a giant goddamn eyeball, and it looks cool as hell. And then one that I think is supposed to be a giant maw, but honestly, when I was watching a video of it, it kind of just looks like a giant catfish. I will say the one thing that I don't know that I've ever heard much of from WoW is probably the music, and that's more of just I've never had chance to listen to it. But I mean, I do hear that it's exceptional. I just don't know. And I will say one thing that WoW definitely has over Final Fantasy XIV is that, from my understanding, the voice acting has been, you know, reasonably good since launch, and oh boy, the voice acting in Final Fantasy XIV was not good, which admittedly is not entirely the fault of the voice cast. And with a fucking disclaimer that after the oh yeah, the Hong Kong stuff. Yeah. Yeah, so once again, one nice thing about Final Fantasy XIV is, once again, Square Enix has yet to implicitly, you know, support a totalitarian regime. So, you know, good for them. But anyway, back to the voice acting in 2.0, because it was something else. Is it time for me to know? Okay. So 2.0, when Final Fantasy XIV was rebooted into A Realm Reborn 2.0, it was done on a pretty tight schedule. Soken created a whole fucking lot of tracks in a really quick amount of time. The game wasn't so much rebuilt as it was that the original spaghetti code was kind of wrangled into a new form. And from what I understand, with some interviews with some of the original English voice actors, the dubbing process was a really, really, really fucking quick turnaround. So there was not a whole lot of time in the booth, and also, from what I understand, there wasn't a whole lot of time with, you know, really good direction. So the voice work really, really suffers. Some of the 2.0 voice actors get off better than others. Richard Epcar as Gaius just hams it up as normal. Kyle Hebert as La Habrea seems to be having a lot of fun. What are you saying that is... Oh, shit! We should probably go help this tank. Kyle Hebert as La Habrea is pretty good. I think Taliesin Jaff voices Fancred, and he does a pretty good job. My main issues with 2.0's voice work, aside from some, you know, obvious just kind of misfires like Minfilia's original voice actress and Tataru, not Tataru, Nanamo, before she really kind of got her teeth into the character, were just that I think as a result of the really rushed production, there's some Breath of the Wild level bad British accents in 2.0. The one getting Emery as Urianger, he was actually always pretty good. The biggest problem with 2.0's voice work is that right near the end of the patch cycle, around 2.55, most of the voice actors, had finally had time to settle into the characters and were getting decent enough voice direction that they were actually starting to do a really good job. And then, for reasons that I don't know that anyone has ever really uncovered, the dubbing production shifted to a British studio, so basically everyone with the exception of a few characters associated with Ishgard, Harchafont, and Amarith, I know, were all recast with British voice actors, all of whom have done a very, very good job. It's unfortunate that Marcy isn't here right now because she would, point out how many of them were from Xenoblade Chronicles. It's like, if you take a look at the post-Heavensward English voice cast, it's like they were either in Xenoblade or one of the other Project Rainfall Wii games, or they were in Dragon Age, or they were in Dark Souls. Sometimes all three. And also a whole bunch of them were like bit characters in Doctor Who. Yep, Raubon's son is voiced by Adam Howden, who is Shulk, and also Anders from Dragon Age 2. Everyone's favorite disaster bisexual. Let's see, some hilarious things. Let's see. Raubon's son Pippin is voiced by Adam Howden, who is Shulk. New Merlib, who took a few... Basically, she's the Rogadin leader of the seafaring city-state Limsa Laminsa. She's voiced by Tracy Ann Oberman, who's known in some geeky circles as Yvonne Hartman from the famous Doomsday two-parter of Doctor Who, where Rose and the 10th Doctor were separated. And later got to do the character again in the Torchwood audio plays. Oh shit! Tank down! Tank down! Let's see, what other interesting bits? For the longest time, everyone was convinced that a, Oh, I don't know that yet! Oh, that's right, I don't think I've done this much as, like... I haven't done this that much as a level 49 Red Mage. I did not realize that I don't get that last hit yet. Oh, that is annoying. Will, what are you doing with that cup? Stay away from that cup. Stay away from my headband, too. A major character in... excuse me. The 5.0 storyline, the Crystal Exarch was also on Doctor Who as 12th Doctor. Let's see. Oh yes, the voice of Male Hawk is Raubon, the military leader of the Immortal Flames, and he's someone else. I just can't remember what, and it's actually a bit of a surprise. Let's see, what else? But yeah, generally speaking, the voice work in post 3.0 is uniformly pretty excellent. I think part of it is the fact that they're probably getting better direction, and I don't really know what the other part of it is. Zoop. But it was still a little sad just to have, you know, the LA cast replaced right when they were really starting to get a proper feel for their characters. But at the same time, you know, I would not trade the current voice cast we have for anything, because they're really, really good. Although I will still always miss the original voice cast. Oh, are we just letting them hatch? I guess so. Ask me anything you want about this game. I'm more than happy to explain shit to you. Oh, Will, what are you doing over there, you stupid cat? And he's lost his toy under the shelf. Well, what's the worst part of the game? It's actually a really good question. This. One of the things that's not exactly ideal is, oh, actually, no. I can think of one thing right off the top of my head. Back during the 4.0 patch cycle, the dev team introduced something called the Forbidden Land Eureka, which was an instanced semi-open world area that was tied to the relic weapon. And in the past two patches, 2.0 and 3.0, the relic weapon was tied to a somewhat boring grind, but one that at least had you going back and doing, you know, content. The Heavensward grind, which got really bad in one place, at least had you doing, like, the difficult 8-man raid. It had you running dungeons, doing that sort of thing. Eureka, on the other hand, was essentially a wide open area where you ground XP from enemies, and it was always a bit of a slog. Or you occasionally got to sort of fight harder monsters, basically notorious monsters. The big joke that I and everyone made was that Square Enix got so tired of people constantly asking for Final Fantasy XI back that they basically gave us Final Fantasy XI and Final Fantasy XIV. And it was a miserable goddamn grind, and the only people who really liked it were FF11 refugees who missed the dull, boring grind of their home game. And also masochists. I think masochists enjoyed it. But, like, the biggest problem was that, you know, whereas the previous... And I need to go eat a fruit. Where the previous relic grind, even if it was a bit of a hamster wheel grind, was at least having you do relevant content out in the world. And, you know, in this case, it was just, you know, going into this instanced area and being miserable for, like, an hour at a time, where you were essentially, after a certain point, everyone realized it was just way more feasible in terms of doing the grind to just basically form a bunch of party trains and go after the notorious monsters as they spawn, because it was just more time efficient. And that was pretty okay in the first section of Eureka Anemos. Then Eureka Pagos came, and they basically created these choke points that were protected by sleeping dragons that were incredibly high level, And so... Alright, I will see you around. See you around, Phil. Thanks for coming. Yeah, and Vex, no offense, but I'm actually going to drop you as well, because I'm going to go and see if I can get into the Nier raid. Just so I can show that off. Hey, Phil? Phil, Colin Ryan as Alphino is just as good as Sam Riegel. You uncultured fuck. Well. So, while we're waiting for this, I'm gonna show off some of my outfits. So, this is pretty much my basic adventuring outfit. It's a lovely little sleeveless hoodie number with baggy pants and boots. Let's see, what actually is it? So, let me see. So, it's... Because I know it's the Seneschal's fingerless gloves, which are some of the best fingerless gloves in the game. I think it's the... Yeah, it's the Cloud pants, the pants from when you're when you cosplay as Cloud. And I think the Cloud... No, it's the Squall... Ooh, that was quick. And the Squall boots. And I like it because it shows off my arms. And I am a bicep man, among other things. Oh, by the way, spoilers for the new Nier raid in Final Fantasy XIV. Oh, excuse me. It is actually getting kind of late for me. I was up at like 8:30 or so. Alright. So, this is the new 24-man, and it is 100% based on Nier Automata, the latest game from Yoko Taro. And in fact, Yoko Taro actually did most of the writing for it, and he brought the composer back to... the only thing he's composed so far was the final boss theme for this particular dungeon. Everything else is stuff that he already composed for Nier Automata. And it's also really, really fun. Alright, let's fight a robot. I hope I remember the mechanics. Okay, I am gonna go back in and turn up the music, because the music in this raid is fucking fantastic. After this fight, though. Yes, I know, Vex. I beat this on opening day. Do you think I don't know what the mechanics are like? But Eureka's definitely one of the worst was one of the worst decisions they made. aside from that, like, Final Fantasy XIV probably has one of the best Final Fantasy stories recently. The one mild problem being that, for having one of the best stories, it's still tied to an MMO, so you still have to deal with, you know, mildly repetitive dungeons. You still have to deal with, once you get to the end game, the eternal hamster wheel. Oh dear. Motherfucker. Although, granted, one of the really funny things is that Yoshi P, the main director of the game, has actually outright stated that he's perfectly fine with people, like, going and playing other things when, oh, Jesus Christ. We got someone who's saying they're too tired to focus. We are fucked. Alright, night, Devin. Oh, shit. I am gonna die. I'm fine. No, I'm not fine. Well, I'm sorry, Devin. I died. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Yoshi P's actually said that, you know, if people, you know, get bored with it, you know, go ahead and play something else. Which I think is a remarkable thing for someone to say about their own game, but... Excuse me. Oh, over here. And another kind of nasty thing is that, and this is kind of well known among sort of people who are familiar with the game who came in after, who came in around the time of maybe Heaven's Word or Stormblood. There are a lot of quests in the between the original level 50 final dungeon and when you finally start getting into Heaven's Word content. And a lot of them are kind of very tedious fetch quests. And for about the first 3 little story arcs, it's a pretty formulaic, there's a new primal, we have to go fight the new primal, and then just a mild hint at the overall meta storyline that eventually culminates in 2.55. Which is honestly pretty awesome. It's just up until about the 2.4, the whole thing can be just a little bit of a slog. Oh, thank you, Devin, for that $25 donation. That's very, very much appreciated. And that was a donation from my good friend I was out of that AoE, motherfucker. That was a donation from my good friend Devin. I think she has already left the chat, but like, little bitty applause for her. What time is it? 11:18? Okay. But yeah, that slog of quests is honestly occasionally a bit of an, I want to say, blocker for people who are wanting to really get into the game. Like, I didn't really have to deal with it because I started playing back around the time of 2.2, 2.3, so I was going through the patches as they happened and not having to deal with it. But other people did not have that luck. And I honestly have been the, yes, we are, if, you haven't heard, you know, my other previous mentions, we are doing this for Dell Children's Hospital here in Austin, Texas. They do a lot of good work, so we'd really appreciate it if you can make even the smallest contribution. Even $1 helps. Even $1 helps. Move out of the AoE. Even $1 helps, and if you're not able to donate, please share this stream on Volnstack. Please share this stream on social media. Get the word out so that other people can watch and maybe donate, or maybe they can share. You know, well, maybe if shit, I'm dead again. You know, well, maybe if you weren't like terrorizing the window blinds, they wouldn't be terrifying you. Oh my god, to quote Mrs. Lovett, die, die, God in heaven, die! Yes, as I was saying, I have been playing this game since, oh god, probably, let's see, I joined in 0.2 or 0.3, so that would be, it's about, not quite a year, about a half a year into its release, because they have a they have an in-game event sort of commemorating the release called The Rising. Which the sort of impetus for the A Realm Reborn plot is at the end of 1.0, which is referred to by the player base as Legacy. The villain enacted this plan to bring the smaller of the two moons down to basically crush the continent, and as it sort of broke through the atmosphere, it was discovered that it was actually holding Bahamut inside it, and Bahamut was pissed off about being held in a giant moon for several thousand years, and essentially laid waste to the entire Eorzean continent. You can make your jokes about it being similar to a certain WoW expansion now, but essentially, in-game... Oh, fuck. Thank you for mentioning that, Vex. I should tell the story about that. I'll tell the story about that in a second. Oh god, yeah. Sorry. Fucking hell. So, let me finish telling the story. So, in-game, the Rising event is meant to sort of commemorate the Battle of Carchino, during which Bahamut was dropped on the, Bahamut being dropped on the plains of Carchino and causing the 7th Umbral Calamity. Out of game, it's sort of a commemoration of the game being essentially rebooted into its now successful state. In fact, I think somewhere it was mentioned that Final Fantasy XIV actually single-handedly turned around Square's fortunes, but someone can confirm or correct that. And also, every year whenever there's a Rising event, there'll usually be a section where Naoki Yoshida's avatar, in-game representation of Naoki Yoshida, will sort of actually thank the player base. This year it was actually a really cool event where when you were thanked by him, he kind of shows up in, oh god, I think it's the current armor or something? I can't remember, but he shows up with clones of you representing sort of all of the different face classes of the expansion. One person wearing sort of some very basic adventuring gear, some very basic archer gear, another dressed as, I think, a warrior, the archer to represent 1.0, the warrior to represent 2.0, a dragoon to represent the Heavensward expansion, a monk and a samurai to represent Stormblood, and then a dark knight to represent Shadowbringers. And it's actually a really, really cool moment, just seeing all of the different versions of yourself, along with Naoki Yoshida congratulating you. It's near GLaDOS! Kevin, are you going to the bathroom? Okay, never mind. No, Will was getting up on the game shelf, and he was worrying me, but I think he's fine. I think the foil is keeping him off. Yeah, to explain that conversation, we have got a... Ooh. The way our apartment is laid out, sort of at the very bottom, there is... At the very bottom, next to the garage, there is a staircase. And said staircase leads up into the apartment, is actually, like, carpeted and shit. And there's sort of a waist-high wall separating that staircase from the living room. And I have a shelf with a bucket of sonic screwdrivers from Doctor Who and all of my DS games on it right next to it, and a bunch of stuff on that wall, but it has not been really keeping our cat, Will, from jumping up there and scaring us into thinking that, you know, maybe he's going to fucking, like, try to jump down the stairs. So, at this point, just to get him to fucking stop, we've legitimately just put a piece of tinfoil up there because he doesn't like walking on tinfoil. Alright, now back to what I was talking about. Okay, so, to explain the whole misgendering thing and why I kind of feel bad about that, so... In 1.0, the villain was a character by the name of Nail Darkness. And Vex is gonna have to fill in some of this for me because I can't grab my Encyclopedia Eorzea and I can't look up shit. But in the English localization, in the Japanese localization, I believe it was a female character who was posing as her brother. And for some reason, I think there was some confusion about that for the English localizers, and they, I think due to the fact that, you know, English loves its gendered pronouns, they just made Nail a dude. Then come the 8-man raid for A Realm Reborn, which essentially sort of acted as a epilogue to the events of the Calamity. That character showed up as unmasked as a female, which confused a lot of people, and they explained it in canon by Bahamut having, like, transformed her? Or it? By having transformed him to a female. And then it was eventually revealed in the lore book that was made available to purchase that no, Nail was actually just always Eula Darnus posing as her brother Nail. I think it was her brother. Yeah, her brother. Which was just this enormous clusterfuck. Although I don't believe we've had any crazy-ass translation issues like that since then, but that was probably one of the biggest, and probably came out of the fact that, all in all, 1.0 was itself kind of a clusterfuck. Like, there are... If you look up stuff on YouTube, you can probably find some really good instructional videos just going over how much of an enormous clusterfuck 1.0 was. Thank you, Vex. But one of the things that I really do kind of like about 14, and you'll forgive me because I'm going to get a little sappy here, but I basically originally... I originally started playing 14 because he was my boyfriend at the time, was playing it, and it gave us something to do together because we started out as, we started out as long distance. He was living in, well, I'm dead. He was living in Texas, and I was living in Arkansas. I'm waiting for a res. And this gave us a way of kind of being together without being together, because we could, like, you know, be with each other in, you know, digital form, if not in physical form. Which was, you know, very nice. We could run dungeons together, we could, like, emote at each other's player characters, all of that cool stuff. And, like, I can't say for certain whether or not it, you know, helped keep our relationship going, because, you know, that could very well have also just partially been the fact that, you know, as we learned, you know, just communication whenever you're in a long-distance relationship is incredibly key. And it also meant that for a very, very long time, I was kind of hesitant on him going to another server, just because, like, you know, Final Fantasy XIV was our thing, but I also kind of realized that, you know, we were living together now, and, you know, I actually didn't really, you know, need it anymore, because, you know, I had him. And then we got engaged. Yeah, there was a reason I rezzed you, Mr. Scholar over there. Because you look like you would actually use the goddamn limit break. Let's see how much time we have. Another 30 minutes. Awesome. And there's GLaDOS dead. just a little bit. And yes, Final Fantasy XIV has a publicly available lore book. It's called Encyclopedia Eorzean. There's actually a second one that I really want. Maybe I'll get it with some of my Christmas money. Oh. Here we go. And it's actually got some really, really interesting tidbits in it that just never really come up in canon because there's not really a huge reason for them to. And I made it. Yay. No, 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 no. I really want it. I'll get it someday. I will get it someday. Although, I think for an anniversary gift this last year, or for a birthday gift, Kevin got me the collected Ultimanias. So just all of the art books for Final Fantasies, like 1 through, I think, 9? So, anyone got any questions that I can answer for them? I'm more than happy to answer questions for you. Or I can just keep on rambling like a lunatic. I can do that as well. Although, if you really want me to ramble like a lunatic, get me on the subject of fucking Fire Emblem Three Houses. God fucking damn it. I will be talking about that shit for the rest of this goddamn stream. Or Persona 5. I could go on about that for a long time too. And Persona in general. You know what I mean? At least when Final Fantasy XIV buries its gaze in subtext, it doesn't pretend like it's being nice to you. Ah, but what do I know? And yeah, there are gays in Final Fantasy XIV. There's about, depending on how you look at it, 3 to 4 characters that are writ with, subtle to not so subtle romantic inclinations towards the Warrior of Light, and those romantic inclinations are... I will get to the straight-up actual gay couple. Those romantic inclinations are in no way affected by the gender of the Warrior of Light. Let's see. I mean, Harchfont Greystone from the Heavensward expansion is just... I mean, in the Japanese, he's straight up actually just fucking adventurous sexual, and he's actually kind of creepy about it. They toned him... He's kind of creepy and a little bit too much in the Japanese original, so it's one of those cases where making someone less gay actually kind of worked out. Then you could make a pretty good argument for Minfilia, the leader of sort of your little group of adventurers, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, for having a flame for you. And as far as Shadowbringers, oh my god, Shadowbringer. Like, Shadowbringers has an extreme... Oh my god. Are you shitting me? Okay, well, while I'm waiting on this... Okay, actually, yeah, I need to mention that too. So first of all, there's a character in Shadowbringers, a very, very important NPC, who they all but state is in love with the Warrior of Light. Like, they just all but state it. Then, when you go to the, one of the regions in Norvrent that you go to in Shadowbringers is full of Fae, all of whom are 100% non-binary and referred to by they pronouns. And I actually sometimes forget that. And I always feel bad. So that's cool. And then, also from Shadowbringers, there's some pretty... Even before Shadowbringers, there was hinting at it, but Shadowbringers does a pretty good job of suggesting that one of your traveling companions, Alize, probably has at least a bit of a crush on you. And hilariously enough, in the most recent patch content, her brother kind of calls her out on it. And almost gets himself killed for that. And then there is an actual canon gay couple. Basically, during one of the quest lines to open up one of the endgame dungeons, you run into a gay couple who have been shunned from society, not because they're a gay couple, but because one of them is essentially a Highlander, basically they're beefy humans, and one of them is a Catboi. So the Eorzea really doesn't care, you know, whether or not you're, you know, in love with a man. Just don't be in love with a man of a different race. I guess there's, you know, still miscegenation on Eorzea. No place is perfect. Okay. Alright, let's get over here so that when he plunges through the, And here he comes in 3, 2, 1. Whoosh! Okay, I was a little early. There's the whoosh. Although, it also says something that, like, I get so excited by the, you know, mildest of decent gay representation in Final Fantasy XIV. You know, it says something that gets me excited. You know, when we do this next year, assuming, you know, I'm still playing Final Fantasy XIV, which I assume I will totally bring you on board for a Final Fantasy XIV bitch session. I will absolutely do that, Vex. Ooh, run to the side, run to the side, run to the side or I die. But I really, really, really do love Final Fantasy XIV. Sometimes I do kind of get out of the habit of playing it because I don't really do hardcore raiding that much. And if you're not doing hardcore raiding, there's not a whole lot for you to do other than level classes and stuff. I mean, there's always grinding up your... oh, shit, shit, shit! That was a bad idea. That was a bad idea. Oh, shoot. I need to help. And usually, when I'm in the off patches, the odd-numbered patches where I've already gotten my main classes stuff all set, I usually... oh, fuck me. Fuck me, get me with a chainsaw. I usually take that time to, like, focus on some other games that I've been kind of neglecting. Like, this past week, I finished up Code Vein, I finished up Blasphemous, and I bought and played through Sayonara Wild Hearts, which I cannot recommend that game enough. Sayonara Wild Hearts is so good. It's like $12 on the Switch. It's a kaleidoscopic bisexual fever dream LSD trip. Disco Elysium. I will have to look that up after I'm done here. Well, I mean, I don't know if I want a game that's going to ruin me. Like, Sayonara Wild Hearts was just, you know, a very beautiful, cathartic experience, and I can't stop listening to the soundtrack. Okay, I will look at it. For you, Vex, I will look at Disco Elysium for you. Is it going to make me feel feelings? That's what I need to know. Is it going to make me feel feelings? You heard it here, folks. It's going to make me feel feelings. Don't you slap me. You gotta be slapping. If you look in the chat, there's someone who just randomly slapped me in the middle of something, and I'm like, you know, if you have time to slap, you have time to dodge. Just saying. That poor monk. That poor monk just died. Oh my god, this raid is taking so long that I'm actually probably going to end my stream with it. Well, at least I only have one more boss. Oh, but you can't possibly get better writing than Chris Avallone. Wait, did Chris Avallone even work on Planescape Torment? Scholars remain divided. Woo! Killed that motherfucker. Alright, let us see. So, we are getting near the end of my block. Coming up next is Corey, Richard, Paul, and Marcy with Mario Party, Kirby Air Kart, other games. I'm sure they'll be very, very entertaining. Probably more entertaining with me, since you just had to sit through like 2 hours of my rampant gay screeching, but, you know, it's for a good reason. It's for a good reason. It's for Texas. It's for Dell's Children's Hospital. We are still taking donations for that. If someone could. Oh my God! Axel in a box. Hi. Thank you, Veritas. Donate to Dell's Children's Hospital. Even $1 helps. Anything you can donate helps. And if you can't, then spread the word on social media. We're going to be doing this for another few blocks, up until 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. And oh shit, I forgot to do my opener. Also, this song is the main reason why I bumped the volume back up, because this song slaps. Yes, I said slaps, so fucking sue me. I can say what I want. Oh shit. That was the wrong way to dodge. The one thing I don't entirely like about this raid is that with everything that's going on and how small this boss is, it's occasionally a little hard to tell exactly where he's pointing to dodge stuff. Oh dear. But yes, this is the only original song composed for this raid, and it's basically a action-y orchestral version of the main themes from Nier Automata, Way to the World, combined in one section with the famous Final Fantasy prelude, and it's so good. They used it for the patch trailer, and it made me so fucking emotional. It's a bird! It's a plane! It's the enormous flying twink! And there's a break bar up. Why? You were such a good boy. But was he really a good boy? Quick poll. Was 9S from Nier Automata a good boy or not? The clock is ticking! So we have one no and one yes. Oh shit, I didn't do my closers. Oh, bad red. Fuck. Oh shit, thought I had Swiftcast up. Shit, shit, shit! Okay, no lie. I will probably be going a little over. Like, I think I'm 3 minutes away from killing this thing, but I'm not sure. How long do you need me to stall for? Oh yeah, I can definitely do that. Oh god, no. Like, I'm not going to wipe the raid to stall from time. That would be a bad thing. Ah! Stop moving! Stop moving the stack marker. Efficient and naughty. This is a long goddamn fight. And getting the shield. And missiles. If my voice was in any shape to do any kind of Kyle McCarley impression, I'd be voice acting this shit for you guys. But one, I am very definitely a baritone, and two, my voice is not happy right now. I'd sound a little less 9S and a little more Morty. Oh god. Honestly, it might take that extra 10 minutes to finish off this boss. It's a bird! It's a plane! It's the amazing flying genocidal twink! Alright, where is he? Shoot, 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 shoot! I don't want to die. No! Stop trying to kill me! Does it now? Oh, cool. Oh, that's cool. I mean, even without knowing what the tell is, I've never really had any problems dodging that. Like, the only attacks I really have trouble dodging with this guy are his, basically his side attack and his, frontal attack. And that's mostly because, like I said, with everything that's going on, it's occasionally a little hard to tell where his front and, like, right there. It's a little hard to tell where his front and back are. Ooh. Addle, addle. Yeah, I may start. Yeah, I may start doing that, because while I like all of the pretty lights, this one boss just... No. Alright! And there we go! Alright, let me roll for my loot, because I actually already got my, piece earlier this week. Ooh, 30. No. I already got my, equipment, and I already got my 2B coffer. I rolled a 97 on my very first run of this. I was so happy. I'm just gonna leave. I am not getting any of those on on anything less than like an 80. And I don't want the card that much. I can get the card. In fact, I may already have the card. Okay, you good? Alright then. Well, I have enjoyed this time we've had together. So, let me just say, and let me see, a farewell to all of you. A farewell to all of you. And I hope you enjoy the next block with Corey, Richard, Paul, and Marcy. I'm sure they're going to be very, very entertaining for you guys. And I hope that the rest of you have an absolutely fabulous day. And now let us end the stream. Wait. Oh shoot, how do I stop this? There we go. Stop broadcasting.